Hey guys, Modelling Weekly here. Before the video begins, I'd like to quickly plug my brand new Discord server. If you want a place to hang out with other modelers or chat with me when I'm available, this is the server for you. Join by clicking the link in the description down below. Anyway, let's get on with the video. Today I'll be fully building and painting the brand new Spitfire Mk.Vc from Airfix. I've already done a comprehensive review of the kit, so you can check that out if you wish to see everything in more detail. On with the build. As per usual, construction begins in the cockpit. This was particularly enjoyable as this kit features a very well structured design with lovely details. I used regular extra thin cement from Tamiya to glue all plastic parts. The armour plate behind the pilot seat was ridiculously thick. I attempted to reduce its thickness by sanding it down quite a bit. They've never done it before, though I really feel this could be an opportunity for Airfix to up their game and start producing photo etch parts. The cockpit sub-assemblies were then fixed together prior to painting. Some pinholes needed filling in the cockpit. They would be almost entirely hidden once complete, though it's nice to make the parts as quality as possible. For the filling, I simply used Humbrol model filler straight from the tube. The primary cockpit colour was Vallejo Model Air Interior Green. Some aspects were also hand brushed with gunmetal and black. One aspect I really liked in my kit review was the raised detail on the instrument panel. This allowed me to use the kit decal, which conformed really nicely. A Humbrol gloss varnish was used to seal the paint in once complete. To accentuate cockpit detail, a homemade oil wash was brushed over and excess removed with a cotton bud. The wheel wells were also painted with the same gunmetal shade used in the cockpit. One aspect that I was really not impressed with was the wing root gaps. For a brand new kit, I would have expected a lot better. I'll go further into this at the end of the video. This also kind of irked me. The air filter in the front sat really badly on the nose, which is yet another aspect that I'll be talking about in the end of the video. The model was primed with my favourite Vallejo grey primer. It's a great product, though it doesn't sand particularly well. For this I would recommend a lacquer based primer. Following the primer, I applied a black and white coat. This helps to add colour variation to the colours on top. The underside of the aircraft was painted with Vallejo 71.113 IDF blue. However, there are many other shades that could be used, as I could not find a single recommended shade for the blue. The two-tone camouflage on top of the aircraft was painted with US Earth Yellow for the lighter shade and Imperial Japanese Army Khaki Ground for the dark brown shade. Again, the colours are up to interpretation. I simply used what I had in my stash. Up next came the propeller. It was based with simple matte black, with the spinner white with a red strip and the tips painted yellow. All the paintwork was sealed in safely with a Humbrol gloss varnish. The decals were again applied with microset and sol. I love these products, they evaporate themselves and don't adversely react with the decals. Following another varnish layer, a pin wash was made by heavily diluting brown oil paint with white spirit. This was then brushed along the panel lines and other raised/recessed details. Again, the excess was simply rubbed off with a dry paper towel. This way, it partially blends into the paintwork, giving a more worn appearance. Oil stains were then added with, well, oil paints. I lightly chipped the aircraft with Vallejo metal colour aluminium. This was mostly concentrated around the cockpit door, where people will mostly be standing. Everything was sealed in with a final coat of cheap matte wood varnish, diluted to about 50% and sprayed through a 0.4mm nozzle. All small parts were fixed with a superglue, apart from the canopy to prevent snapping off. Well, here it is, my completed Spitfire Mk.Vc from Airfix. So you're probably asking, was it worth it? Well, not entirely. I have to say I was pretty disheartened when I saw the huge gaps along the wing roots. They seemed respectable once filled with Vallejo model putty, though due to their size they have now shrunk down again. Also, the air intake proved to be a nightmare to get on. It also was slightly too narrow, meaning on one side there was a pretty large step between it and the fuselage. Putting these negatives to the side though, it's not that bad of a kit. I wouldn't directly recommend it, though it could be quite a nice challenge for someone with plenty of filler. Anyway, comment what you think down below. That's it from me today. I'll see you again next time. Bye.